Good day, everyone. 'Tis I, the Blue Baron, defender of traditionalism. Fides Traditio Monarchia!
As faithful assistant, the very Canadian.
And welcome to our next theme month, which I like to call Love Month. So excited.
Yes, he is. He's very excited.
As you may have noticed, we're in a different location again. That's because this video is being done in honor of a very special occasion for love, St. Valentine's Day. Now, admittedly, we're a bit late, which is why I've combined it with the other important holiday about love, which we also may be late for, ultimately. But confound it, we're doing it anyway. But since love is something so important, I decided rather than confine the theme to one day or one review, I do a whole theme month around it. This month, we're going to sit in the lounge.
I thought this was the library.
It can be two things. As I was saying, this month we men are going to sit here in the lounge with a box of tissues and our velvet smoking caps and lounge jackets / smoking jackets. And hey, where's your lounge jacket, number one?
I don't have a lounge jacket or a smoking jacket.
Well, you need one. Lounge Rule 1A. A lounge jacket is required for any and all persons who wish to participate in an official lounge discussion.
You didn't make me wear one when we did the Remembrance Month special in here.
That's because for that video it was the library.
What, so whether this is the library or the lounge can change on a whim based on what we're doing in here?
Now you're getting it.
Why not just have a separate room for each of these?
I don't have enough rooms to do that. This isn't a mansion. I may be a distinguished gentleman, but I'm not rich, especially not until I monetize the channel, which we still need 348 more subscribers to do, and I also may need some supporters on Patreon.
So I guess what you need can be summarized in 3 words. Subscribe, share, and support.
Exactly. Hint, hint. Anyway, I was prepared for this. Lounge Rule 1B. In the event that a prospective participant of an official lounge discussion does not have a lounge jacket / smoking jacket, a housecoat or bathrobe will be seen as an acceptable alternative. Do you have a bathrobe?
No, I do not.
Boy, we've really got our work cut out with you. Fortunately, I was prepared for that too. Put this on. We'll give him a minute to put it on, folks. Welcome back. As I was saying, this month we men are going to sit in the lounge with a box of tissues, in our velvet smoking caps and satin lounge jackets, and learn about what love really is. Because how can we hope to have something if we do not understand it? With that in mind, we are going to do 4 short reviews, each one teaching about a different aspect of love, so that by the end, we should come to a greater understanding of it. But before we get into the episode, I have a special announcement. Wait a minute. Yep. Scroll back up. Scroll back up.
Hang on.
Just realized I don't have it with me. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Just hold on, alright?
I'm suspicious.
Just bear with me.
I'm still suspicious.
I know.
What is he up to?
Alright.
Maybe you have the cat got the canary smile.
You could tell, could you?
Yeah. I mean, I could also say that's the SH eating ring, but
Look.
that's just not...
I never liked that expression.
I don't either, but it's colorful, if nothing else.
I never understood it either. I mean, why would someone do that?
I don't
Never
know.
mind. Not important. But before we get into the episode, I have a special announcement. Number one, you and I have known each other for quite some time. And during that time, I've come to know many of your desires in life. Today, I plan on fulfilling one of these.
This is weird. This is really weird.
Rather queer, isn't it? I know.
I was really worried. I was worried, like, please make sure you properly type this out so it doesn't seem weird. You know you're really weird, you know that?
I know. I prefer the term eccentric, but I won't object to weird. For some time now, you've wanted this, and I think it only fitting that I be the one to give it to you, since you were the one who led me to what it represents. And don't try to deny that. At the very least, you had an enormous impact, alright? And there's no denying that. I've had it for you since Christmas of, actually not this year, but last year. And it's only fitting I give it to you now in this theme month, which will also be partially based around Easter. Here in my hand is your very own cross. Made out of stainless steel, so you can wear it all the time, even in the shower, and sweat won't damage it at all.
Yep.
It can be worn either on... Whoops, hang on. That was
That's perfect, I think.
Yeah, it's nice. It can be worn either on the bangle it comes with, or
I think my wrist is a little big for that.
on a chain, which I'll provide. If this one isn't big enough, I'll get another one.
I think that, unless you're trying to strangle me, that's a little too small.
I will find another.
Yeah.
I've got more than one. Actually, now that I think about it... Oh, wait, it's adjustable. Ah, that's how it is. Let's just see.
Yeah. Ow!
Yes,
Thanks.
yours is a bit.
Yeah, you actually dug in, thank you very
Sorry,
much.
sorry.
Yeah, we're not doing Love Month representing by pain, thank you very much.
Yes!
I don't prescribe to that type
Well,
of...
the greatest act of love involved a lot of pain. Don't you know
I'm talking
that?
about the...
I know, I was making a reference.
Yes.
A very solemn and serious reference,
Oh,
which really
you're
makes
talking-
one think, doesn't it?
Yes, you're talking about...
The greatest act of love. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. So, apparently this is too small, but we will find a chain or something.
Yeah. Actually, I prefer the... Actually, I think I prefer a chain or something.
Yes, we'll figure it out. It's also my way of saying, number one, oh no wait, bearded Canadian, will you be my number one and defend traditionalism with me?
This is... I'm sorry. This is so weird. I'm sorry, it's kind of stupid.
It was meant to make you...
It's making me feel uncomfortable, okay? Can we gonna skip to the next scene. You're gonna have this much light.
I know!
The only comments are gonna be online about this. Hey, don't forget, I know where you live, so I'm gonna kick your butt later for this. Oh boy. Can we continue with the show, Mr. Weird? I realize the word freak doesn't, I think, might actually filling for this one. I mean, not quite, but you are so weird. I never do anything like this. It makes you embarrassed.
I was a little, but I swallowed it back because I knew it would be hilarious.
I'm gonna kill you. You know that, right? Probably be online, but I can kill you. I'm never gonna let my family see this video. You're gonna suffer for this, you know that, right? I will make you suffer. Alright, let's continue.
Oh, but first,
I'm not joking, I will make
look
you
what I've got. We're twinsies. I got one for me, too.
At least it makes it worse. I should have hit you harder. Sorry. You better sleep with one eye open from now on.
Welcome back, again. Now, before we get into the review, I'd like to explain the theme of this month a bit.
What's there to explain? It's a month themed around love, hence Love Month.
Well, yes, but in order to understand that, we must ask ourselves, what is love?
Love is love.
Oh, it's nowhere near that simple. Think harder.
Well, some say love it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love it is a razor that leaves your soul to bleed.
Droll. Very droll. I'm serious, though.
I'm serious too. Love is the sweetest thing, but love never comes just when you think it will.
It will if one knows what it is. We need to know what love is.
Alright. I want you to show me. So, this is love.
We're halfway there.
Wait, I think again. I'm feeling something.
No. Colder.
No, wait. Love is a song that never ends.
Ah, you're more right than you know, but still not quite there yet.
Life is brief, but when it's gone, love goes on and on. Love will live, love will last, love goes on and on and on.
Surprisingly, you're getting very close. However, we're also running out of songs to reference. So I think it best that I just cut to the explanation. Today, when most people talk about love, they are referring to it as a romantic feeling. And no wonder. Western media is downright saturated with examples of this, and we are exposed to them practically from the beginning of our conscious lives. Films, particularly Disney films, television shows, books, comics, even commercials. And that is not to mention all the songs about romantic love, which could easily be said to constitute a genre all their own. All of this combines to create a popular concept of happily ever after weddings and marriages. So much so that the true purpose of marriage has been forgotten in favor of the radical notion of marrying for love. It seems people need someone to explain things to them.
Someone like you?
Yes, but first him.
Romantic love is the basis for marriage has only existed since the 19th century. Up until then, arranged marriages were the norm, and it served society quite well.
It's the entire premise of Fiddler on the Roof.
I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I love that show.
Me too. Of course, it speaks to me culturally.
Understandable, but there's a universality to that story which transcends ethnicity.
Let's not forget it's got some really catchy tunes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, our panel of experts got a bit sidetracked there, but I think the point is clear. So, do you know what we're doing now?
We're rinsing thriller?
Yeah, no. We're explaining the concept of romantic love and how this relates to the 4 types of love recognized in scripture and tradition.
What, there are 4 types of love?
Well, technically there are 7, but let's just focus on the first 4 right now. Now then, everyone seems to be hankering after romantic love, but few of us realize that far from being timeless and universal, romantic love is in fact a modern construct, one that emerged in tandem with a type of book known as the novel. In Madame Bovary, 1856, itself a novel, Gustave Flaubert tells us that Emma Bovary only found out about romantic love through the refuse of old lending libraries. These books, he wrote, were all about love and lovers, damsels in distress swooning in lonely lodges, postilions slaughtered all along the road, horses ridden to death on every page, gloomy forests, troubles of the heart, vows, sobs, tears, kisses, rowing boats in the moonlight, nightingales in the grove, gentlemen brave as lions and gentle as lambs, too virtuous to be true, invariably well-dressed and weeping like fountains. But there are many other ways to love, not all of which are consistent or consonant with romantic love. By preoccupying ourselves with romantic love, we risk neglecting other types of love that are more consistent or readily available, and that may, especially in the longer term, prove more healing and fulfilling. This month we intend to look at those ways. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the first review. Right after I take a sip of tea. If you are a Canadian of my generation, you probably remember a television show called Being Me. I plan on doing a more detailed outline of this show later on in my series, but today we'll just be focusing on an episode of it that fits perfectly into the first category of love month, Eros.
What's that?
I'm glad you asked. You see, the English language really only has one word for what we call love. But the classical world of Greece and Rome had several words for the several different facets of love that they recognized. And these are featured prominently and distinctly in both scripture and tradition. The main 4 of these are eros, philia, storge, and agape. And these are the ones we will be looking at this month. Now, eros is a sensual or passionate love, the type most similar to the modern-day idea of romantic love. This type is more or less what most people mean these days when they talk about love, and it is the type that is most often shown in popular culture with the ideas of dating and falling in love. By far, this concept of falling in love is the most popular form of showcasing love in the vast majority of entertainment media, whether that be films, television shows, love songs, and of course Disney. Just as Eros is the most popularly shown love in modern Western society, Eros love itself is most often portrayed in its young form, that is, the idea of falling in love. Almost every medium that features Eros love shows it in this stage, telling the story of how a couple gets together. It could be the story of their wedding, of their first date, of them finally admitting their feelings for one another, but whatever the case, it's always about them getting together. But while I agree this is an important event, it is so often treated as the end of the story.
What do you mean?
Well, let me give you an example.